morning. Today is week 12 and a day. We're one day late on this, but better late than never, right? So it's week 12 of our garden tour. A lot of stuff has been happening. We've been getting a lot of stuff like harvested and stuff like that, and we actually have some stuff to harvest today, so that's going to be really fun. Let's get to it. Okay, so in the strawberry patch here, we noticed that a couple weeks ago we cut some of these runners off, and some of them are doing okay and they're surviving, but then other ones started dying off, and I think we just kind of cut them too soon. So we're just kind of seeing what's happening here. Some stuff is dying, but we also have been getting slowly bigger and bigger strawberries, and there's like a whole bunch of them right there that you can see. The problem we're having still is that we're getting snail holes in all of the good ones, essentially, unless they're like too high up for the snails to get to. So we still have to get the solution to that. We just haven't done it yet. But overall, the strawberry patch is doing pretty well. I'm really excited about this because our wildflowers came back. I thought that they were just completely done, but some more started blooming earlier this week, and then I pulled some of the dead ones out, and so they're starting to come back, and we're starting to get cute little flowers again, which is really nice. And then over here we have a ton of tomatoes. So we've been pulling off a bowl once or twice a week, depending on how many we have, but we've been getting a lot of cherry tomatoes, and as you can see, there's a ton of them that are ready today that we're actually going to harvest today. And we've been getting, hi buddy, I didn't know you were there. He's eating your grass. We're getting a bunch of San Marzanos too, and there's like one down here, but you're so in the way. There's one right here. Hold on, we have to make this about Remy for a second. Hello, it's about you, yes. Oh. We have some San Marzanos that are ripening too, which has been really fun. Oh, now he has his rock. He's happy. But yeah, if you just like look right here, there's just a ton of tomatoes that you can see in there, the canopy. These are really little, and we're probably not going to grow tomatoes in buckets again. It was just something we just wanted to try, but they're still good. And then this little guy has a ton of tomatoes on him in one little section, and so that's been really cool. And then the resurrection tomato, which was a sucker that I planted, it has a little tomato on there, right there, and then there's another little cute one right back there. I don't know if you can see that. And then this marigold is going to be the first one to bloom, and so it has a little bud there, which is really exciting, especially since all of the calendula marigold has like, it looks like powdery mildew on it, and so we're about to pull all of those out. I wanted to just kind of give these a chance to establish a little bit more, but we might have to just pull them all out soon. And then over here you can just see a ton more tomatoes, and then some of these have been ripening in this really pretty kind of like stripy way. And you can see in there, those are really nice. Alright, I'm gonna come over here. So the watermelons are starting to take off. I'm a little nervous as to what's gonna happen once they can actually latch on to stuff, but we're gonna test it out. And then we have all of these not sweet peppers that are actually hot peppers. They're starting to ripen. We have one really pretty dark red, almost kind of a chocolate red one down there, and we're gonna leave that one on just to see if it gets fully bright red. But that one's there. And then we have another, these plants are just like loaded. We have another ripening one right here. And the thing about the peppers is that I've also noticed that there's a lot of blossoms on the ground, and then there's also a bunch that are like drying up here. So I have to look into that and see what that is, if it's like they're not getting enough water or what. I don't really know why the blossoms are dropping. But if you've seen that in your garden or you know what it is, let us know. But that's something we have to look into. And then over here, we have our bell peppers. Hey, buddy, you're still in the way. We have one that is a really pretty yellow in there. I'm not gonna go in there because there's a spider living in there. We had two that were turning yellow, but the other one had like a sunspot on it, so we ended up pulling it early. But this one's really pretty. And then over on this side, our beans are taken off. We decided to put the stick in here just to give them a little more space, and they pretty much did all of this in the matter of a couple days, and they're starting to flower too. So again, we have no idea what kinds of beans these are. A friend just gave us 3 random beans, and so we're growing them just to see what happens. And then we have this watermelon, this set of watermelons over here. They're actually starting to flower, and we have a little cute little flower there. And then the trees are doing okay. We're still figuring out like how to keep them green and healthy, but they're still alive at this point, which is good. We have, again, a Meyer lemon, a Satsuma, and then over here we just have a lime tree, and the lime seems to be doing the best. So we're trying to play with that and figure out how to keep them healthy. And then over here is the last of our zucchini. As you can see, we have a couple that are ready to be harvested today. So there's that one. There's another one in here though. These 2 will probably be ready in a couple days. They go really fast. And then there's this little guy. And then this one is huge. We decided to give it one more day, and it's massive now, so we're gonna be taking that one off today. And over here is the last of our honey nut. So we took one off yesterday, and I think some of these might be ready today. This one might be ready. We're gonna take a look at it. We've been doing some research on when to actually pick these, and people said that for the most part you want to just wait until they're fully orange, but we had some that actually split, so they weren't fully orange yet. They still had some green on them, so we've been trying to play with it and see what happens. Yes, that's my foot, bud. Hello. So yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. But then we also have these over here, and which are our purple pole beans, and they're finally healthy enough to flower, which is great. That's our neighbor's chicken. And then over here, so these we've been like just really letting go and experimenting with and all that stuff. We've mostly been experimenting with not watering these very often. And then I noticed we watered them yesterday, and now a whole bunch more fruit is actually in the process of ripening. And so I'm really curious about that and why that happened. But these, we're just gonna see like how much we can get off of them. But as soon as, you know, the stuff that we have, the seed starts that we have that are ready to go in this bed for our fall garden, as soon as those are ready, we're just gonna pull these up. And what we get is what we get. But I thought it was really interesting that these started to change color more once we watered them yesterday. Over here is our kind of flower patch. It's zinnias and marigolds. And then we put a couple like oval basils in here also, but I don't really see those yet. But the zinnias are getting pretty tall. I mean, that's how tall they are. They're, I would say, a foot now, about. So yeah, they're getting really tall, and it looks like they're still kind of like putting off just leaves, but pretty soon hopefully we'll be getting some flowers here. And then we have a bunch of marigolds in here too. And then there's things like this where I'm pretty sure this one is grass and we can pull that one out, but there's some of the leaves that I'm actually not sure if it's a zinnia or if it's grass. And so I've been kind of letting them go just to give it more time so we could see. But that has been one issue with this bed, is when they're smaller, not knowing like what's grass and what's not. So that's our garden tour for week 12. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're growing any of this stuff, let us know how it's going in your garden. We'd love to just kind of build community around this and continue to learn. We're gonna harvest some stuff. Hi, bud. We're gonna harvest some stuff, and that'll be it. I'll thank you, and I'll see you next time.